From the weather team you can trust, here's Chief Meteorologist Eric Snidel.
This is probably a surprise to no one, considering how it felt earlier this afternoon, but we were only 2 degrees away from tying the record high on the day in Rochester. We made it to 91, and with all the humidity that was in the air, there was a point in time that our heat index values were in the middle 90s. That was right before all those heavy thunderstorms ended up pushing their way on through. Not a coincidence that you have that, by the way. When we are this hot and humid, that air is quite unstable, and that's what storms like. We're going to have still a little humidity in the air into the early part of our Friday, but after that, we've got 2 tiers of dropping this with some less humid air. First one will be going into the weekend, and then a much bigger push of drier air is waiting on us through the better part of next week. It is a big pattern change headed our way by the time we go into next week. Future view for the remainder of the night, not much is going to end up happening. As we go into our Friday, we will have a front that will push its way from west to east, and that front will in time generate another line of showers and storms, but we're pretty convinced that's going to be well east of the area, and we may spend Friday without really any rain to be found across the region. Temperatures will be close to 80 degrees into the afternoon, but it will be much less muggy, so you're going to notice a difference by the second half of the day tomorrow. Enjoy the start to your weekend. Saturday is going to be a beautiful day, highs in the lower and middle 80s. This too will still feature overall lower humidity numbers, but some of that moisture comes back on Sunday, and that's probably not your headline. The headline is what it carries with it. Showers and storms are set to return into the second part of the day. Some of that rainfall could end up being heavy, and some of that rainfall could end up lasting for a decent amount of time. Unlike today when it was just an hour or two of downpours, I think the second half of Sunday into Sunday night should feature a decent chunk of rainfall out of this. One model opinion, it's the Euro model. We got many other things that we're going to end up looking at, and Sunday's still a long way away. But at least this particular model is saying, you know, we might not be doing that many less than an inch of rain. That would be a lot of water headed our way. Hopefully no flooding issues out of that, but certainly something that we're going to be watching here. Into the early part of next week behind that Sunday front, that's where the significantly cooler air starts to push its way on in. Same deal here. This is the Euro model that you're looking at, suggesting that maybe by Monday morning we could be looking at temperatures in the upper 40s. And yeah, that's going to result in a big difference in some of those afternoon highs too. Right now, we have all of next week with highs in the 70s and lows in the 50s.